Hi students, today we are going to start the wave optics. The wave optics gives the nature of the light and the propagation of light. So in wave optics we have the major concepts about interference pattern of light, interference of light, diffraction of light, and the third one is polarization of light. Now I am going to give about interference of light. Interference of light. What is meant by interference of light? Interference of light means whenever the source of light emits the light wave having two waves which are having the same frequency, same amplitude, they superimposed at any instant of time, then the superimposition of two waves are called interference of light. When two waves are originated from the source or from different source, they superimposed at any point. So the superimposition of the two waves are called interference of light. Here one of the wave displacement is y is equal to a sin omega t, and another wave displacement is a sin omega t plus phi. Therefore the two waves are superimposed, then y is equal to y1 plus y2 according to the principle of superposition. By substituting the equation 1 and 2, we get y is equal to a sin of omega t plus theta. Therefore a is the resultant amplitude of the two waves. So a is equal to root over a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos phi. Here phi is equal to the phase difference between the two waves, phi1 minus phi2. Whenever the two waves are superimposed each other, their intensity is directly proportional to the square of the amplitudes. So here we can write the resultant intensity of the two waves. I is equal to I1, I2, 2 into root over I1, I2 cos phi. Here there is two types of interference pattern is takes place. One is a constructive interference. In a constructive interference pattern, there is a two waves are superimposed with the crest to crest and trough to trough. The dotted line of the one of the wave is combined with the thick line of the wave. So there is a crest to crest or trough to trough. Therefore the resultant wave is y is equal to y2, y1 plus y2, and the amplitude is also maximum, intensity also maximum. Therefore the maximum intensity in this the phase difference gives the 2n pi, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. So we can write the above value in the above equation. We get I maximum is equal to I1, I2 to root I1, I2. Cos 0 value 1. So we will get I1 plus I2, 2 into root over I1, I2. We can write a plus b whole square form. So root over I1 plus root over I2 whole square. That is equal to I maximum. In a similar way, we can also write the maximum amplitude by using the above equation. A maximum is equal to A1 plus A2. So this is the maximum intensity and maximum amplitude in the constructive interference pattern. So there is a phase difference is 2n pi, 2n pi, where n is equal to 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. Destructive interference pattern. When two waves are superimposed with a crest and trough, there is a two waves are originating from the source. One of the wave crest is culminating with the trough. See, this is the displacement y1, this is y2. So there is a resultant displacement is y1 minus y2. One of the wave of the crest and the another wave trough are superimposed each other. Thereby the resultant displacement is minimum. Even amplitude is also minimum. Intensity is also minimum. So they are in the out of phase. So we can write that is phi value is 180 degrees. So phase phi is equal to, here we can write 2n minus 1 2n minus 1 into pi. Now the intensity of the two waves, I minimum is equal to I1 plus I2, 2 into root over I1, I2 cos 180. So therefore cos 180 value is minus 1. We can write I1 plus I2 minus root over I1, I2. So we can write this is the A minus B whole square form. So I minimum is equal to root over I1 minus root over I2 whole square. So this is the minimum intensity of the two waves which are destructive interference pattern takes place. The next amplitude. In the above equation we can write in terms of amplitude A minimum is equal to A1 minus A2. So this is the amplitude, minimum amplitude and minimum intensity. So if you take the ratio for the maximum and minimum, I maximum by I minimum is equal to root over I1 plus I2 by root over I1 minus I2 whole square. We have A maximum by A minimum is equal to A1 plus A2 by A1 minus A2. So this is the ratio of amplitudes and ratio of intensities. Now I am going to give the most important concept about Young's double slit experiment. Young's double slit experiment gives the nature of the light, that is the characteristics of wave nature of light. The Young's double slit experiment gives the wave characteristics of light. So here in Young's double slit we have two slits, one screen and source of light, one source of light. Now Young's double slit experiment schematic diagram. There is a source S, slits S1, S2 and a screen at a distance D from the slits, and the distance between the two slits is D. A source of light emits the light, so which is illuminated towards to the slits S1 and S2. Then they superimpose each other, meet at a point P. Let us consider a source of light S emits the light waves which are illuminated towards to the slit S1 and S2. Then they superimposed at the point P. There is a path difference is delta and phase angle theta. Central maxima here. The two waves of the displacements y1 and y2 are superimposed at a point P. Thereby a bright and dark bonds are appears on the screen, which are looks as shown in figure. There is a central bright fringe and this is a dark fringe. On either side of the central maxima, two dark fringes are appears, then bright fringe, dark fringe, so on. Consecutively, bright and dark fringes are appears on the screen. But the central maxima, on either side of the central maxima, two dark fringes are appears. See D1, D1, this is B1, D2, B1, D2 and B2. Here one another bright fringe B2. So this is the interference pattern which takes place by the two light waves which are illuminated through the slit S1 and S2. Now I am going to give the path difference. S2P minus S1P is equal to, this is the delta path difference. S2P minus S1P is equal to path difference, and also we can calculate the path difference for the dark fringe and bright fringe. Now I am giving path difference for constructive interference pattern. For constructive interference pattern. For constructive interference pattern, there is a bright bond is obtained. Bright bond. So whenever the constructive interference pattern takes place in the Young's double slit experiment, so there will be a bright bond is appears. So here we can write according to the diagram, there is a path difference, delta. From this diagram we can take the S2P minus S1P is equal to path difference. So S2P minus S1P is equal to delta. So for the constructive interference, so there is a delta is equal to n lambda. So S2P minus S1P. So this gives the theta 2 opposite. Next, this is hypotenuse, this is adjacent. So we can write sine theta is equal to delta by d, and delta is equal to, so we can write d sine theta. So this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2. So here we can write delta is equal to here d sine theta, therefore S2P minus S1P, that is equal to d sine theta. Even this is delta means n lambda d sine theta. This is equation number 3. We know that there is a path differential n lambda is equal to d sine theta. Here sine theta we can write in terms of tan theta. Tan theta, this is the theta angle. Theta to opposite, this is yn, and adjacent is d, distance between the screen and slits. So therefore tan theta is equal to yn by d. Here tan theta is very well equal to sine theta. So therefore theta is equal to yn by d. This is equation number 4. Look at equation 3 and 4. Instead of sine theta, you can take theta, that is n by d. All of you look at, once again I am repeating this concept. Here two light waves are superimposed at a point P. Therefore this is the path difference delta, theta to opposite to. This is hypotenuse, this is adjacent. Here there is a one more angle. This is the normal to the between the two rays. The distance between the slit and screen is d, and the fringe pattern at a point P is yn. Now from this S2P minus S1P is equal to path difference. So this is only we can write a lambda. So lambda is equal to n lambda. Sorry, this is delta. Delta is equal to n lambda. But from the sine theta, theta to opposite to hypotenuse adjacent. So sine theta is called delta by d. Delta is equal to d sine theta. Therefore S2 minus S1P is equal to d sine theta. That is delta is means n lambda. So n lambda is equal to d sine theta. Now from the triangle theta 2, this is the triangle. Tan theta means opposite by adjacent yn by d. Therefore tan theta very well equal to sine theta, that is theta is equal to yn by d, equation 4. Look at the equation 3 and 4. Now from equation 3 and 4, yn by d is equal to n lambda. Therefore n lambda d. See, this is the sine theta. Sine theta is equal to theta, that is equal to yn by d. So d into yn by d. Now cross multiply this one, you will get yn is equal to n lambda. This is the n lambda d by d. See, this is the cross multiplication, then coming to denominator. So therefore yn is equal to n lambda d by d. Now I am giving the same equation. The distance of a bright fringe, the distance of nth bright fringe from the central maximum. Now I am giving for destructive interference pattern. When two waves are superimposed with the crest and trough, so thereby a dark bond is appear, that is the dark fringe appears on the screen. Now I am giving the path difference S2P minus S1P is equal to 2n minus 1 lambda by 2. So here delta is equal to 2n minus 1 lambda by 2. This is the for the destructive interference path difference. So we have d sin theta is equal to 2n minus 1 lambda by 2, where sin theta is very equal to theta is equal to yn plus 1 by d for the dark fringe. Therefore d into yn plus 1 by d is equal to 2n minus 1 lambda by 2. So yn plus 1 is equal to 2n minus 1 lambda d by cross multiplication of this by d. So this is the equation refers to the fringe width distance from the nth plus 1 of the dark fringe. For dark fringe, so the nth distance from the central maxima is yn plus 1 is equal to 2n minus 1 lambda d by d, 2d, this is by 2. Now I am giving fringe width, the distance between the two successive bright and dark fringe, two successive bright and dark fringe. There is a dark, this is the central maxima. So we have to take the successive distance from the dark and bright fringe. Here xn plus 1 minus xn. Here xn plus 1, we can also write yn plus 1 minus yn is equal to, so this is equal to 2n minus 1 lambda d by 2d minus n lambda d by d. By simplifying, you will get the fringe width beta is equal to lambda d by d. This is the equation refers to the fringe width pattern between the successive dark and bright fringes. Now we have angular fringe width. There is a two slits on screen are separated at a distance d, right? We have, there is a two bonds are appears. Between these two bonds, the angle made by the interference of light say this is the angular fringe width between the two waves, that is theta, or you can also call alpha. So this is the beta, distance between the two fringes, So this is called angular fringe width. We can apply the alpha is equal to beta by d from the figure, beta by d. Since beta is equal to lambda d by d, this one we can simplify. Beta by capital D is equal to lambda d by d. From the above equation we can modify beta by d is also write lambda by small d. This is the equation refers to the angular fringe width of the 2 by 2 bonds which are produced by the Young's double slit experiment.